Okay, hello and welcome to the third installment of my series on ranking flags of countries of different continents based off of my personal preference of their aesthetic value. Quite the title, but that's what it is. Today we're looking at North America, which I'm actually kind of excited about because I don't know too much about the countries of North America and I don't know too much about their flags. So I'm excited to learn a lot and admire these flags. I hope you join in with me in appreciating these flags, and let's just get started. So the first one we're going to start with is El Salvador. So we got blue, white, blue, and I'm pretty sure that this blue color, or just, yeah, shades of blue are going to be a common theme here. I think it's a fine flag. There's nothing too exciting going on. You've got a nice centerpiece with some new colors in there, a little bit of green, and it seems to be a little bit of yellow. I like how it all comes together. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid, but nothing too exciting for me. So let's put it at C for now. We can push it up to B if needed. Up next we have Grenada, and this is so cool. Like, so there's the red border on the outside. There's 7 stars, but I really like the placement of the stars. The central star is super nice, and then 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. That's just, I don't know, very curious to me. I like how they're in the border. Then you got this green yellow triangle structure in the center, and then what appears to be like a leaf or a flame, but it's all the way on the left. I don't know why, but this flag is just so unique, unlike anything I've seen. I really like it, and something about that symbol being on the left but not on the right to destroy symmetry is something I actually really like. Normally I like symmetry, but this time it just gives it a certain flair that makes it really cool. I'm gonna put it in A for now, though I can definitely see myself pushing it up to S. Let's keep it in A for now. Up next is Guatemala. So again, we see the blue colors and there's stripes again, this time vertical, so similar to El Salvador. And you got a similar centerpiece to El Salvador where you have like the green plant-like structures and then a little bit of yellow in the center. Solid overall. I might like El Salvador a little bit better. I don't know if I'm partial to horizontal stripes. Nah, I don't think I have a preference on the direction of the stripes. Maybe just the blue color of El Salvador is a little bit better. So, I mean, it can go in C, it can go in D. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna put it in D for now, just because I'm not a huge fan of the blue color, the blue shade that's used. So, yeah. Up next we have Haiti, and speaking of blue, this shade of blue I actually do like. But it's just, I don't know, I want to like this flag. I like the blue and red shades a lot. I think those are really nice shades of it. But just something about the center having that like white background, it almost feels as if like you just got a picture off of like Google Images and you put it on top of a background, but you didn't look for like the transparent background images or something. And because of that, it doesn't feel as professional to me, or as I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like all the sharp corners and stuff and the white centerpiece, but I do really like the blue and red shades. So again, I'm torn in between C and D. I think I'm actually going to put it in C, which might surprise some people just because I didn't like that white center, but I do really like the blue and red shades and how they come together, so we'll keep it there. Next we have Honduras, which is honestly such a simple flag, but it's so beautiful. Blue and white stripes again. I like the darker blue shade, but the star placement again is quite unique. Similar to how we saw with Grenada, where like the star placements was, maybe unexpected. Honduras has this nice arrangement of stars, 2, 1, 2. It preserves symmetry across like all directions, which is really nice. I like how the stars are the same color as the stripes. I think that's really well done, same shade. And like I said, it's a simple flag, but it's really nice. So I'm going to I'll put it at B for now, but it could easily go upwards. It's not going below B tier. It's too good of a flag to go below B tier. Next we have Jamaica. There are some fun facts about Jamaica's flag. I think I want to say like it's the only flag that doesn't have like red, white, and blue on it. Like every other flag has either red, white, or blue, or some combination of those, and Jamaica is the only one without. I don't know if that fact is entirely true, but honestly, this black, yellow, green color scheme is just too good. It is just too good. And again, it's simple. It has good symmetry, vertically and horizontally, which is really nice. And it's just very aesthetically pleasing with the color scheme, the green, yellow, black. And because of that, I think it's going to be our first S tier. It's just such a solid flag. Yeah, I think it just belongs in S tier. Maybe I'm feeling A tier, but if I compare the two now that are in A tier, I think I like Jamaica's just a tiny bit better. So I'll put it in S tier for now, but like I said, Grenada could be in S tier as well. Next we have Mexico, red, white, green, which is a really nice color selection. The centerpiece is quite majestic. I believe there's like an eagle with a snake in its mouth. There's so much going on, but it's just so majestic. And like I said, I like the colors chosen. There's not too much more to say about it. I think it's a really, really good flag. Again, I'm torn in between B and A tier. Oh man, I think I'm going to put it in A tier. I think I'm going to put it in A tier for now. Next we have Nicaragua. Blue and white stripes, horizontal. We've seen that before. And we have a huge distribution in the tier list, so no pattern can be gauged as to my preference. And then, you got the centerpiece again, yellow, but now you have like a triangle. It's a very similar flag to El Salvador in terms of like how it's constructed. So honestly, I just don't see it being put anywhere besides the same place as El Salvador, which is C tier. Honduras has a similar flag to them both, but I just like the stars of Honduras a little bit better and the blue color of those stars. So, yeah. Up next we have Panama, and this is just a really, really nice flag. I quite like this quadrant structure where it's partitioned into like 4 different parts, and how like the diagonals are complementary with each other. It's not that like the horizontals or verticals necessarily, but that they actually are. So like across the diagonals, you either have solids or the stars, and then vertically, you have the same color. So there's some sort of patterns going on there, which I really like. I like how simple it is, where they didn't do anything too complicated in the 2 solid quadrants. And in the ones where they choose to put a design, it's just a star, which is quite common. Red, white, and blue, can't go wrong with those shades. I think it's a really, really nice flag. Yeah, I do not think it eclipses the other 2 flags in A tier to push to S tier, so we'll keep it in A tier for now. Quite a good flag. Next we have St. Kitts and Nevis. An interesting country. First time I heard about it, I was in like 4th or 5th grade. One of our helper teachers told me that she was moving to St. Kitts, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then she told me where it was. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And now I'm looking at its flag, and it's a really nice flag. If I saw that flag for the first time, I probably would not have guessed that it belonged to St. Kitts, but alas, it does. 5-color flag, red, white, black, yellow, green, but all of those colors work really well, and the way that they're arranged also work quite well. You got white on top of black, and then the yellow is bordered with the red and with the green. I think that works perfectly fine. And yeah, I do like the inclusion of the yellow. I think without the yellow, it would be quite a different flag and not quite as pleasing. I like the yellow because it also highlights that that diagonal line of black, which is really cool. It makes the stars pop out a little bit more. But I think like just compared to some of the other flags in A tier, I don't think it goes with them. I think I'll have to put it in B tier. The only things like I might complain about is just the shades of the colors just maybe aren't the ones I would have chosen. Yeah, but maybe later when I do some rearrangement it'll change. But it's a good flag. There's not much more to say about it. Next we have Antigua and Barbuda, which is, I think it's quite a popular flag. Like, I think there's a lot of different opinions on it. Some people think it's amazing. Some people think it's not great at all, that it looks like someone just put it together in like paint. I'm somewhere in the middle, but honestly, I kind of lean on the side of not a huge fan of it. I can appreciate the beauty. I like how unique it is. I don't think we see any other flag like this, where you have like a sun which appears to be like setting over a lake or some body of water, and then the white is probably the sand, and then the red, I'm not sure what the red is, but for me, I kind of think of like movie curtains or like show curtains, something like that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of meaning behind this flag. Just, I don't know how I feel about it all coming together. Maybe just the shapes used, or how the actual design of the flag is only compartmentalized into that upside down triangle, and like the other half of the flag, the red part, kind of just feels unused. Or maybe it's just how the colors border each other is just not as clean as some of the other flags, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. But it's not going to go below C tier for me. In fact, I'll probably put it at the top of C tier, just because I think I like it better than the other ones. But yeah, honestly, in the current form, I think there's a huge discrepancy between B tier and C tier. Like, B tier, I like these flags. Like, I would say, yes, I like these. C tier is like, not particularly exciting for me. So maybe some rearranging will have to be done in the future. So yeah, okay, so next we have St. Lucia, and this flag kind of just feels like futuristic in a way. Like, if planets had flags or something like that, I would imagine this being one of the flags. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it just feels futuristic. But with that said, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I guess I'm not a huge fan of these kind of triangles on flags. With that said, Jamaica is in the S tier, so, but I don't know, maybe it's the color scheme as well, yellow on top of black, and then the white border around it. The shade of blue is a little bit too light for my preference. It's okay. I do like how simple it is, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a little too unique for my preference. But let's just put it in C tier. Yeah. You know, I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging. We're going to move this down to F tier. And then we'll move these down to D tier. And actually, Haiti as well. No, we'll put Haiti in C tier. Okay, this is a little bit of rearranging, but I like this ordering a little bit better. F tier is not to say that I, abhor it. I still like the flag. It's just in comparison to the other ones, I need to put it in a separate tier. F just seems a little bit harsh to say. Okay, next we have St. Vincent. And I've seen this flag a couple of times in the past. Now I'm making the association with St. Vincent. I think it's a cool flag. I think it's really cool. Green, yellow, blue is, I think, a very underrated color scheme for flags. I think it works really, really well with each other. And again, this is going to be similar to Grenada, where you had like the symbol on the left side of Grenada, and it felt like it was missing on the right side. But it being missing made it so special. Same thing with St. Vincent. It feels like it's missing that top diamond to make it like a diamond of diamonds. But without it, it just feels special, like even more special. So I think it just comes together for a really nice flag. It's so unique. The diamond shape is very uncommon on flags. So I like how St. Vincent does it, and the colors are really nice. The diamonds match the shade of green being used on the vertical stripe. It's a very good flag. For me, it will be an A tier flag, I think. Next, we have Trinidad and Tobago. I've always really liked this flag. Maybe really liked is overhyping it a bit, but yeah, I do like this flag. I think the red, white, and black colors really work together. You have this diagonal black stripe that we saw before, and it's simple. It's simple. So when it's simple, there's less to complain about, and there's just more to admire. So yeah, because of the simplicity, because of the color scheme, it's just going to be a simple B tier for me. Okay, hi, so you may have recognized that in the South American tier list video, I put Trinidad and Tobago in the A tier, whereas in this video, I put it in the B tier. So sure, there's a small discrepancy, and I apologize for that. However, I still believe that their rankings in each video is appropriate. For the South American flags, I do think it belongs in the A tier, and for North American flags, I think it belongs in the B tier, because personally, I like some of the North American flags more than some of the South American flags. So these rankings are in comparison to other flags of the same video, but it's not in comparison to other flags of different videos. Sure, maybe down the line I'll do a massive tier list with all of the flags of the world, but for now it's just within the video. So I apologize for the confusion, but hopefully you'll forgive me. Enjoy the rest of the video. B tier are like the flags that I like it, but I can't say anything too special about them. So yeah, that's where it'll go for now, B tier. Next we have the United States. This one's a hard one for me to rank. I think it is quite pretty, especially with the stars. I like how there's 50 stars. It might be a little bit too chaotic for some, but I think it just adds an extra flair to the flag, and we don't see like that many of something on any other flag. I think the United States just has the most quantity of stuff on a flag, if that makes any sense, right? 50 stars plus 13 stripes, that's already 63 things going on. I mean, I'm sure you can like spin it around and like talk about leaves on some of the branches on flags or whatever, but like, you know what I'm trying to say. There's a lot going on in the United States flag. Red, white, and blue, classic colors, can't go wrong with that. It's not extremely unique. We see the stripes in some other flags, Malaysia and Liberia. We won't really take into account which one came first and like bumping it up. It's just overall uniqueness. So it's kind of, you know, shared the style, but that won't hurt it too much. I like it, but I don't like it enough to put it higher than B tier. So I think that's where it'll go for now. It has potential to move though. It has potential to move up, but for now we'll keep it in B tier. Next we have the Bahamas. And the first thing that sticks out for me is the really unique shade of blue. It's like a turquoise or blue-green color. I really like it. I really, really like it. It kind of reminds me of the ocean, but like not the normal ocean. It feels like a tropical ocean where you would expect these the waters to be extremely clear and just a resort. And going with that, you see the golden stripe, which reminds me of the sand. So those two things just coming together, the imagery that those colors produce are just like amazing. It's incredible. And you have a black triangle, just a black triangle on the side, which is kind of unexpected. And honestly, it may be not the hugest fan of it for me. Like, maybe I would have liked it better if it was just blue, yellow, blue as 3 stripes and nothing else. But the black triangle does add a bit of character to it. I won't lie about that. Gosh, I'm torn between B and A tier. I'm really torn between these two. I think the A tier flags are just too good, so I think it'll be put in B tier for now. Yeah, that's that. Next we have Barbados, which, wow, another gorgeous flag. You got blue, yellow, and black, and you got a black trident. Yeah, they went there. They put a trident on their flag. Imagine being that cool. Being like, you know what this flag needs? It needs a trident on it. That's what this guy needs. And it works. It is gorgeous. It just has so much character to it. I love the shade of blue. I love golden color on the flag. I think it works excellently, and it's extremely simple, which is great for me. I think it's really, really nice. You can see where this is going, but it's not going all the way up to S tier. It's just going to be A tier, but it's darn close to being an S tier flag. I would say that these two in A tier, the top two in A tier, are the closest to being S tier. So maybe I'll push them up in the future, but for now we'll keep it there. Next we have Belize. So it has red, blue, and white, the typical colors. The centerpiece is large, which, I mean, I don't know if I'm a fan of it or not, like in general, but there's a lot going on in the centerpiece, which is okay. When it's larger, you can see more of the details of the centerpiece, so I do appreciate that. Within the white centerpiece, there is that green border going around it, which is really cool. And I can't quite see what's going on in the center, though I'm sure it's cool, but I haven't really taken what is being depicted in the centerpiece into consideration, so I won't let that skew my rankings. I mean, it's good. It's fine. It might be just a little bit too chaotic for me. For me personally, I like when the important part of the flag is the entire flag and not like a subset of the flag. So here it feels like the important part of the flag is the centerpiece, but there's the entire other part of the flag to work with. So because of that, it's going to be put in C tier. And seeing it next to Haiti, it kind of makes sense that these two flags, at least how they're constructed, they have similar values to them. So I feel fine putting them at the same place. There's also quite a bit of similarities in the color shades that they use in the blue and the red. So yeah, I think they belong together, and C tier is a fine place for them. Next we have Canada, and this is where simplicity really shines. 2 colors and one main centerpiece that feels like it's the entire flag. And the reason why I say it feels like it's the entire flag is because the color of that centerpiece is shared with 2 of the stripes. Red, white, red. The maple leaf is such an iconic symbol for Canada, and it is the perfect thing to put on the center of the flag. It has a great design to it. It's not boring. Like, it's not a simple shape like a triangle or a square. Like, it has dimension to it. It has these sharp corners to it, and it's almost like a fractal, which makes it beautiful. It is too good of a flag. It's too good. It's going to go all the way up to S tier with Jamaica, and honestly, it's not moving down. That is definitely where it belongs. One of my favorite flags on Earth, and a definitely well-deserved S tier. Up next, we have Costa Rica, which is an interesting flag because I've seen it with and without that little oval in the center line. But without that, it's reminiscent of the flag of Thailand, where you see that palindromic line structure in terms of the colors, and there's asymmetry in the heights of the lines. So it's very reminiscent of Thailand. But with the centerpiece, it changes it a little bit, but it doesn't change it too much. I'm struggling to find anything that I dislike about it, but at the same time, there's nothing that really shouts out as exciting to me. So when that happens, it usually just goes in C tier. So that's where it'll go. Next is Cuba, which, you got stripes again, but I like how the stripes are alternating colors, and it's only 2 colors. Maybe that's a theme we're kind of seeing, where when there's only 2 colors stripes, at least horizontally, I like it a little bit better. We see that with Honduras and the United States. But But yeah, I think that makes the flag look really nice. Red, white, and blue, that always works, it seems. Got a star in there. All of the elements of a really good flag. Hard to go wrong when you have those. So with that said, it's simple, which is good, and I like it. So that's a recipe for B tier. Nothing about it makes me too excited to push it up to A tier. And it's quite similar to the flag of Bahamas, which is right next to it. Just slight differences here and there, but I think they belong together as well. Next we have Dominica, which, wow, lots of colors going on there. You have green, yellow, black, white, and red, and then the center piece is more colors within it, but the prominent colors are the 5 I mentioned. I like the yellow, black, and white stripes, how they're clustered together to form one larger stripe. I think that works really well. The background green color is a really nice shade, so much respect to that. The red dot is a great size. It's not too big that it's taking up the entire flag, but it's not small enough either where you you neglect what's inside of it. And what's also great is that with the yellow, black, and white stripes, it feels like that's also an important part of the flag. So I said before that I don't like when the centerpiece is the entire flag. Here, that's not the case because the stripes add an element. It adds dimension to the flag. So the entire space of the flag is used. It seems like it's a bird on the dot. I can't quite tell. There's a lot of great things going on. If there are any critiques, maybe it's a bit too chaotic. I tend to like simplicity in the flags a little bit more. So yeah, I'm torn where to rank it. It's between A and B tier for me. Oh man, it's so tough to rank this one. Because like, compared to something like the United States, I like this flag a lot more than it. But compared to like Panama, Mexico, I like Panama and Mexico a little bit better. So it's right on the line between A and B tier. I'm feeling good today. Let's put it up at A tier. I think, yeah, I'm feeling good about it. We'll put it at A tier. And our last flag is the Dominican Republic. Main colors being red, white, and blue. Can't go wrong with those. That's a common theme we've learned today. You got that quadrant structure, which I really liked before with Panama. And again, you have that diagonal relationship where the diagonals are the same color, red and then blue. You have a centerpiece, and it's small, so your attention isn't immediately brought to it. And then it makes it harder to see the details of that centerpiece. It seems like there's some green going on. I can't exactly tell what's going on in the center, but it's good. I think like the best thing to compare it to is Panama. And if I had to compare the two, I would choose Panama over the Dominican Republic for their flags, just because I like the simplicity of Panama a little bit better. So, with that said, I think we'll put it in B tier. And those are all of the flags of North America. Let me just think if there's anything I want to rearrange. I think the two in S tier are definitely going to stay in S tier. If I had to bump anything up to S tier, it would be these top 3, maybe this 4th one. But when there's too many options to choose of which to put to S tier, then they just belong in a tier of their own, which is A tier. These two are at least this one, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that one should stay where it is. I don't want to move that lower. Maybe Dominica might move lower. I could swap that with Honduras, but maybe not. Actually, let's do that. We're going to move Dominica down and Honduras up. I think that works a little bit better. Dominica might just be a little bit too complicated for my liking. Trinidad and Tobago is an underdog. That could... I could see that in S tier for myself, like depending on the day. I think it's a really, really good flag. Today just fell to B tier. US should stay where it is. Antigua and Barbuda, I'm feeling like moving that down a bit just because... Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Haiti, those are fine. and then you got your blue and white stripes closing it out. I think this is a pretty solid tier list how I rank them now. I'm really pleased with how these turned out. I learned a lot while doing this actually. I've learned that Grenada has a really nice flag. It's one of my new favorites. So yeah, there you go. That's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, we'll do some more of these in the future, wrapping up all of the continents, and then maybe moving on to some other things. But yeah, just another fun little video for you to enjoy. So yeah, as always, I hope you had a good day, and take care.